Welcome to Gagajoy's kitchen. Today we're going to be making cheesy cabbage rolls. Delicious. They're just wonderful. And they're very easy, and I'm sure you've seen them made. My mother always made them with hamburger. I've got 2 pounds of hamburger in here and 1 pound of pork. You don't have to, you can mix it any way you want to. A lot of people use lamb and veal, which I can't take that kind of. But anyway, I'm going to break the meat up just a little bit. And so altogether, there's 3 pounds of meat here. And I've got 1 cabbage boiling on the stove. And I actually went ahead and froze the cabbage. Someone told me that if you freeze cabbage, it's as good as boiling cabbage. And that may save, you may like doing it that way. So I've got them both going. The ingredients are celery, a cup of celery, a half a cup of red pepper, green pepper, a cup of onions, mozzarella cheese, panko, and Parmesan cheese. I've got 3 eggs, cumin, basil, and thyme. And I've got, if you have your own tomatoes, you can use them. I don't can tomatoes anymore, but when I look for this, I always go for the regular plain tomatoes. Like this one is just a classic tomato. This one, since the basil, I'm going to be putting basil in it. This one has a little basil in it, so it's a pint and maybe 3/4 of a pint or half a pint. So we're good there. Let me check how our leaves are doing on this one. Well, they will have to go in a little bit. But while they're doing that, I'll start this over here. Let them be cooking over here. We can go ahead and make a mixture up. Well, I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You've got to sort of wilt the vegetables that go in it. The first one is our onions, of course. And they're so sweet. These are such sweet onions. The red pepper. It's a good thing to chop them up sort of fine, because you don't want to be eating your cabbage roll and get a big bite of something. So I believe in going fine. Okay. Just takes it maybe 3 minutes at the nose to wilt them. And usually the cabbage, if you boil it 15 minutes, it's good. We'll try both today and see which one seems to work out better. And then I'll have fried cabbage tomorrow. And while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and add salt to my need, at least a good tablespoonful. This is cumin. This is bay leaves, or not bay leaves, but thyme and basil. Basil's in my sauce, so I just went ahead and added a little bit more basil. Sort of spread it out a little bit and break up the meat a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to have to let these cool down a little bit. And I'm going to wait on the cabbage a little bit, and then we'll continue. Well, I've got the vegetables cooling, and now we're going to work on the cabbage. Let's see how this frozen cabbage goes. Hey, we may have discovered something here. Well, I have to say, it's not a bad idea. If you see, this frozen is doing pretty good too. It just wasn't a very big piece of cabbage. But look at that. So now we know if we run out of the other, can always go back. Well, no, that wouldn't make sense, wouldn't it? So let's just pick one or the other. See? Just as good. Now let me see what we got over here going. This is cool. I put some cold water in it. These are sort of not very pretty leaves. There you go. Yeah, we're going to have plenty of leaves. And no, I'm not putting my hand down hot water. It's I'm cooling them. Okay, now my vegetables are cold, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to my hamburger mixture. Three eggs. I sort of go by if you use 2 pounds of hamburger, use 2 eggs. That's just my theory. If you use one, you would use 1 egg. Now here's another difference. A lot of people like to put rice in their cabbage rolls. We never did like that. My family never liked that. So I usually use breadcrumbs or panko, and I'm using 2 cups of panko today. And a big hand of Parmesan cheese. Get this started. Mix it up. And of course, the best mixture in the world is hands, and my hands are certainly clean. I don't know what you use as the 3 vegetables for things. I do like the celery, the peppers, and the onions. I'm sure there's other things you could be putting in there. But the Parmesan cheese just makes this so good. I make it without Parmesan cheese many times. And after I found out about the Parmesan cheese, we became married. Parmesan cheese. I think that's good. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of the sauce on the bottom. That sort of keeps it from sticking. And we're going to start our cabbage rolls. I think I'm going to try to make them uniform size. That always helps. Expand here. I'm going to go with, that's probably a 1/3 of a cup, maybe a little bit more next time. I fold them over, fold this one over, and start stacking them. I always put the end underneath so it'll stick. Okay. Some people use toothpicks. If you put them in there right, you don't need toothpicks. I mean, they come out just like you put them in there. If you have a big rib like that, just take it out. You can compensate for it. Well, as you see, we got them all in, and actually, I could have had one more, but that was plenty. So now it's the good stuff. We're going to put some more of this on it. So it'll go down in it. Okay. And this is the basil. This is going to give it a good flavor. Basil's so good for things like this. Well, and let's put in some Parmesan cheese. And of course, lots of mozzarella. Let me put some over here too. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put aluminum foil on this, and I'm going to put it in on a 350 oven, which I got heating, and for 45 minutes on 350, and then I'm going to take it out and check it, which I'm sure it'll be good, but really it'll be an hour and 15 minutes. I'm putting my aluminum foil over it. I didn't have one that was quite as big, so I just put two pieces together. It goes in the oven, and I'll set it for 45 minutes. Okay, and I'm going to make some spaghetti, a side salad while that's cooking, and I'll be right back just quick as I get everything set up. We're ready now to make our spaghetti salad, and I'm sure you make this at home all the time. Maybe mine's a little bit different, but this is a pound box. I'm going to use about 2/3 of a pound. Oh wow, not that strong, I guess. I am going to break it twice. Although, you know, Chinese think it's bad luck to break your spaghetti. But I don't care what they think. It's easier to eat, let's look at it that way, broken. Okay, and I'll show you what I'm going to put in it. I'm putting tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, peppers, and I had a little bit of cheese left over from the cabbage rolls. And I put Italian seasoning. And then this is something that just makes it even better. Is this, you know, the boxes of Italian like this. Just put one pack in it and it just makes it so rich and good. Well, I've got my spaghettis done and I cooled it, and now I'm going to put it in the bowl. Of course. And I'll do that. I'm going to put cucumbers. It's a vegetable salad, more or less. Onions. And they're all, by the way, it's all a cup. And maybe the tomatoes a little bit more, but I love tomatoes. And peppers. And I use, it's Italian salad. So I use the Italian Zesty Robust Italian. Do not ever get an off-brand of Italian dressing or you won't be able to eat your salad. It's so nasty. And this It's a little package that comes in this box. And you add that to it too, and it just makes it so flavorful. And I'm gonna put plenty of this on it. I usually put about half a bottle. I don't even do it. And then you can go back and put more after you get stirred. I usually use the little grape tomatoes and cut them in half. But I think they got eaten today, this week. And I had a little bit of cheese left over from my cabbage rolls, so I'm just going to put a handful of cheese in there. That could make it bad. Have to be good. I need salt. I don't know how, I just know these things. Now you can put any kind of vegetables you like in it. These are basically my favorite: onions, cucumbers, and tomatoes. So, when our cabbage rolls come out, supper's ready. Oh gosh, it's perfect. Look at it. Yep. Well, our cabbage rolls are out of the oven, and you can see I always say they're perfect, but really they are beautiful. I don't know if I'm going to try to get one out here or not until they cool down. I'm not. We're going to not take a taste test today, but we appreciate you being with us today. We've had fun. Something unusual is cheesy cabbage rolls. Would you go down to the recipe on the back? We try to get all the recipes every week now and bring joy to someone's life today and uplift them. See you soon.